Welcome to Pau in France for the final game day of the FIBA World Cup qualifier first round, and tonight a big one. France go against Finland. Both of these teams already got their spots in the next qualification round locked in, but remember, every single result from this first round carries through to the second round, so both these teams are going to go all out for the win. Here is the slate of games we've had here in the final qualification window in Group G. Finland and France both picking up wins earlier, whilst Hungary picking up a win against Belgium earlier today. Here are the standings as it looks right now. Finland top of the table, 4-1. France same record, only in second due head-to-head. We have a top of the table clash for you here this evening, as these two teams will go toe-to-toe to take 5 wins through to the second round of the qualifiers. Finland being introduced to the crowd here in the arena. As I say, top of the table, 4 wins out of 5 games, as Finnish basketball continues to impress around the world. And remember, the big one was the win over France back in game day 2, 83-76. Why is that important? Well, potentially, and this is how tight qualifiers can become, that 7-point win could be vital. France will be looking to win this game tonight by at least 8. And even if Finland lose, if they can lose by less than 7, that might help them in the head-to-head in the second round. You never know how this might play out. So definitely keep your eyes not just on the win and the loss, but potentially the win margin as well. France won't be too unhappy with their performance in this first qualification round. As you saw in the table, they just sit in second. 4 wins out of 5. Their only loss, that game in Finland, way back in November. A win tonight would be important for them, and as I said, they will be looking at that head-to-head record. As the players are now introduced to the crowd, and as always, this French roster stacked with household names, up-and-coming talent, and window after window, game after game, they continue to deliver big performances in their focus of making it to the World Cup in Qatar next year. One of the most impressive aspects of the French team has been their offensive prowess, averaging over 81 points a game. And most impressively, they have the best three-point shooting percentages in all of the European qualifiers. They're shooting 41% from downtown. It doesn't get much more prolific than that. And as I said, household names, up-and-coming stars. Another French roster built just to win stuff. No other way to say it. The final French players are introduced here in the crowd. We will take a break within our commentary so we can have the national anthems. First, the national anthem for Finland, followed by the national anthem for France. Well, as always, a heart-pumping rendition inside a packed arena for the French national anthem. Coaches shake hands on the half. Coach Fatux and Coach Tuovi, as do the players. As we will now get locked in with just about 4 minutes until our opening tip-off. Here are your officials for today's game. As we have Luis Castillo, Martin Vulic and Elias Cunels from Spain, Croatia and Cyprus respectively. Both teams now with 3 minutes to play, deep in their preparations. As we will hopefully dive in and have a look at the starting fives of both these teams. Finland ranks 17th in the world, 11th in Europe. They've been to the World Cup twice in their history, looking to make it 3 times. They'll start with Little, Salin, Jantanen, Valtonen and Markkanen as the 5-4 coach Tuovi. A packed house here in Po, and an environment that I'm sure Lassi Tuovi is more than used to. Obviously worked his way up in the Finnish program from the assistant coach after Henrik Detman, now leading the way, has been since 2022, and would love to lead Finland back to another World Cup. For France, 4th in the world, 3rd in Europe. Here's their starting 5. They'll start with Francisco, as well as Iwawu, Cabarro, Yabusele, Gobert and Koulibaly. Coach Fatux spoilt for choice coming off the bench though. Tons of highly experienced top-level players to bring in. Expect plenty of rotations from both coaches in this one. Let's head into the huddle, hear what coach has to say. Both starting 5s coming to the floor. As I said, they both know they'll be heading to the second round of the qualifiers, which tips off at the end of August. But they also know that the result from tonight's game will follow them into that second round. So a lot of motivation for both of these teams. Every single player suited up wants to be at the World Cup. Every single player wants to be at those big stages. Under a minute now until our opening tip-off. As if you have a chance, if your phone to hand, do download the official FIBA World Cup Qualifiers app. Available completely free of charge wherever you get hold of your apps. There is the man that a lot leans on for Finland, Lauri Markkanen. Moments away from our opening tip-off here in Po. Hope you're ready for what could be an absolute barnstormer of 40 minutes of basketball. And we're underway. Game day 6 of the World Cup qualifier first round as France go up against Finland to close out this first round. Strong drive straight down the middle. Yabusele hands it away, and straight away Koulibaly, the 21-year-old, just drops the three. Call as you like. Salin marking him for three. Skips over the rim and away into the hands of Luawu Cabarro. Brings it up over the half. He'll go straight to the basket. Block though. Good defensive stand from Valtonen. Foul's going to be called, I think, on, was it Gobert? No, in fact, that one whistled on Koulibaly, I think. First foul of the game. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's just a little shove, so he catches Gobert on the way through. Salin at the top for three. Oh, that one's way off right. Coast to coast, off the glass, no good for Francisco. And Francisco heads to the line for two. 50% across the two previous qualifiers that he's played in. And the first rolls in, averaging 13.5 points a game across those two qualifiers, including 17 against Hungary in game day 4. Goes 2 from 2, and France have a nice early 5-point lead here in front of their raucous home fans in Po. Little kicks it across now to Jantunen. Back to Markkanen. Markkanen inside. Going to be an interesting battle. Markkanen against Gobert. I think basket's going to be given because Gobert slapped the backboard. It's basket interference. Can't touch anything around the rim at all, including the backboard. Oh, maybe not. Glide inside off the glass, and another score for Francisco. 4 points personal for him. Drive inside, Valtonen, tough play. Not this time. It was goaltending previously from Robert. Down low, strong move. Good defensive stand though by Jantunen. Takes a shot to the face for his troubles. Oh, and it's thrown away. Will they keep it in bounds? Yes, they will. And it tapped here, there, and everywhere. And now a foul will be called. Yabusele. We'll head to the line now. 2 shots. Played 15 minutes in the game against Belgium earlier in this window. Didn't register a single point though, so he's already broken that this evening. That one rattles in and out though, but it will fall back into the hands of Yabusele. Gobert, offensive rebound and one. Rudy Gobert with a little flex on his way out. Heading to the line for the bonus. Markkanen struggling to keep Gobert off the glass that time. Bonus no good, but a scramble for the rebound. Yabusele again. Luau Cabarro, not this time, and another rebound. What a monster effort from Yabusele as he just crashes the board time and time again. France already with a double-digit lead, and we're not even 3 minutes in. Coach Tuovi calls a timeout, wants to talk things over with his team. We'll head into that huddle.
Mikki on täällä. Eliakselle auki. Kääntö. Sasu läpi. Händäri. Tohon noin Mikke. Pin downi Sasulla. Let's go.
France for a reaction. Yabusele at the moment just having an absolute monster game. And now Finland have to react. The ball is straight into the hands of Markkanen. Running at point forward right now. Three ball is up from the slot, back of the iron and away. Little will scoop up the loose rebound. Foul's going to be whistled on Koulibaly. That'll be his second of the game, if I'm not mistaken. That will see him head out of the action early. Pretty sure that wasn't in Coach Fotuk's rotation. In his place comes Rizache. Salim to inbound the ball. Salim for three. Offensive foul's going to be called, and the legal screen on Jantunen. I see a triple change here from Finland off the back of this play. As Finland right now are struggling to get a foothold in this game. Kamara's come in, Makshuni's come in. And an easy two for Gobert. Valtonen. Step back, mid-two. That's good. That's what Finland need to build on in this game. Just a few little mid-range, higher percentage opportunities. Get the scoreboard ticking over. Almost stolen away. Good jump into the passing lane by Makshuni. Finland already in the penalty. Not even 4 minutes gone. Yabusele hands it away to Francisco. He'll pull up. Three ball. That one's a little flat and a little long. That will remain France ball on the sideline. Rizache heads over to inbound. Gobert. Oh, with the handle. Kicks it across. Yabusele for three. Off target this time. Kamoa all the way through, wide open on the wing. That one is off target for Gustafsson. And it's a breakaway. Rim rattler. Reza Shea. All the way through. Finland struggling to shake the French defense at the moment, and that's an air ball. I think it was deflected off Gobert's hand. Here's the breakaway. Beautiful transition basketball. Executed to perfection. Getting the ball moving, don't put it on the floor. France's lead at 12. Kamoa. Oh, nice shot fake, steps through, finger roll, beautiful play. Francisco looking to shake his defender, putting him in a spin already. Yabusele backing his way in, looking for some space, has to come out, shot clock running down. Oahu, Cabarrot, no good. Lob pass inside to Markkanen is deflected, scrambled away. France relentless defensively. In the slot for three, that's flat. And a foul's going to be called on Gobert. Let's have a look at the replay. There's the rebound. Yeah, Gobert just caught reaching in. Into the game comes Okobo, as well as Horde. Markkanen comes out of the game for Finland. Hasn't had an impact as yet. He will at some point. There's no two ways about that for Larry Markkanen. Shuni, long 2 and 1. Adam McShuni stayed strong, stayed locked in for that jumper, as well as Reza Shea catches him on the arm. Just a late recovery from Reza Shea. There's a point where you just kind of give up on the play and let it go. Coach Tuovi keen to get his team back up and running. More changes for France. Strazel comes into the game, as does Renault. And the bonus is good. France's lead trimmed back to just 6. Strazel hands it away. Reza Shea fades away. Beautiful play by Zachary Reza Shea. Strong drive. The finish not quite there though. Okobo. Good ball movement. Strazel with the shot fake. Kobo goes again and high off the glass, gets his angles perfectly placed. McShuni hands it away, open for three, but it's a long way out. Right now, Finland's best chances have been from that mid-range game. Need to lean a little bit more into that, keep that scoring ticking over. Renault steps inside, a sweeping left-hand hook is good. There's over 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter. France urged on by a sellout crowd here in Po. Have a 12-point lead, and Finland with already plenty of questions to answer. Madsen, the veteran big man, comes into the game for Finland. Shuni hands it on. Foul's going to be cool as Adler is blocked off by Okobo. First foul of the game for Ali Okobo. Yeah, just a quick first step. It's a smart play by the 18-year-old Adler. Just pushing the tempo artificially almost to create that contact. First is good from the free throw line for Adler. First points of the qualifiers, had limited minutes in 2 previous qualification games. Strazel now going up against Adler. Into the corner, wide open. Not this time. Renault with a big one-handed rebound. Will come back out again. Okobo. Oh, sidestep. What beautiful footwork. Eli Okobo. Little shimmy and shake to create the separation. Adler moves it across, wide open on the wing. Now it will drop. An important score for Finland. Final 90 seconds of this first quarter. Adler will be called for the foul as he blocks Okobo's path. Yeah, just a half step too late. Here's Okobo. Look at that little jab step and a side step, I suppose it is, rather than a step back. Okobo hits the first of his 2 free throws. Back at the line for the second. And the second is good. Shuni tries to feed it inside. It's knocked away, but a foul called on Jalen Horde. That will send Jantunen to the line for 2 shots. 81% free throw shooter. Has played in all 5 of the qualifiers so far. Approximately half of this Finnish roster today has played in all 5. Can't get it to go though on the second. France's lead will stay at 11 points. As we're about to enter the final minute of this first quarter. Okobo will hand it out to Renault. Renault gives it him back, and they'll run a pick and roll. Doesn't take the screen, draws the foul instead of Amzil. Both teams in the penalty. So Okobo will be heading to the free throw line. Clock on the screen not correct. It's 50.3 seconds, not 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Markkanen enters the action again. Take two for him. See if he can have more of an impact here in the closing stages of this first quarter. First was good for Okobo. 83% free throw shooter. Gets a second to go as well. France hold a pretty comfortable lead right now here in front of their home fans. Win today would see them go through top of the table here. Finland would drop down to second. Glide inside. Oh, Adler. $1 million move, 10-cent finish. Foul's going to be called on Adler. That will be his second foul of the game as he just barrels into Renault setting the screen. Sam, why didn't I dunk it? Not going to lie, that crossed my mind why he didn't just put that one down with a bit more anger. Renault now at the line. Had a good outing in his first qualifier earlier in this window, had 10 points, 4 boards against Belgium. Gets them both to go. About a 3.5-second difference between the first quarter clock and the shot clock. Markkanen now hands it to Adler. Adler for three, comes up short. Rebound falls into French hands. Heaves a shot on the buzzer, no good. End of the first quarter here in Po. It's France 31, Finland 16. The home team giving something for this capacity crowd to cheer about as they put on a show here in the first 10 minutes. Here are some of the highlight plays from that first quarter of action. Yabusele really standing out in a big way. As France put on a show in the first 10 minutes here in Po. Kobo with a beautiful little side step to drain the three ball. As I say, a sellout crowd here in Po, as is pretty much always the case for the French national team, men's and women's. Good to see some Finnish jerseys and flags in the stands though. A travelling portion of the crowd. I would say vastly outnumbered by the home fans though, to be fair. Second quarter action underway here in Po. Game day 6 of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. At the end of the first quarter, it's France 31, Finland 16. Offensive foul is going to be called straight away against Miro Little. Just trying to shake his defensive assignment and gets called for the elbow. Strazel now skipping his way up the court. Okobo feeds it inside. Horde comes up short with the jumper. The rebound is scooped up by Adler. Hands it to Markkanen. Markkanen goes strong, tough play. A double team all over him, and a foul has been called. I think Renault whistled for that one. Markkanen will head to the free throw line. Let's have a look. In fact, Renault nowhere near it. It was either Horde or Reza Shea. Reza Shea almost jumping out of the building to try and block that one. Gets a second to go. As Finland try and mount a comeback here. France looking very confident form though. Okobo hands it on. Strazel back to Okobo. Ball movement around the perimeter, but not much more as the shot clock runs down. Dumped inside to Renault. Beautiful pass by Strazel, and Renault finishes softly by the rim. 23-year-old big man developing before our very eyes. Markkanen for three. Trying to force himself into the game. It's just not happening for Larry Markkanen so far this evening. Renault for three, comes up short, just about takes a coat of paint off the rim and not much more. Markkanen now drives strong, has to fade away. This time he'll get it to go. Larry Markkanen. Into the slot. Once again, Finland come up short, and time again they keep just accepting early low percentage threes rather than building their offense. It's the least team focused performance I've seen in a long time from Finland. 4 on the shot clock. Step back from Okobo, rattles it in, and France's lead continues to balloon. Out to 17 points now. Little hands it back, another three ball. This time it is good though. Okobo looking for options, running a little two-man game with Renault. Reza Shea in the corner. Long rebound, batted back to Strazel. Strazel, step back. Back of the iron, spits it away. Long outlet pass. And that's knocked out of bounds and will be a Finland ball on the baseline. Okobo raining down the three, and quickly answered the other way by Valtonen. Gobert comes back into the game for France. Salin into the action for Finland. He'll inbound. Straight inside, and a missed layup by Valtonen. Those two players were fighting over the same ball. Kobo. Gobert comes to set the screen. A soft hedge to push Strazel back. Trip's going to be called on Little. First foul of the quarter for Finland. Double changes. Yabusele and Francisco come back into the game. Two of the starters return. Almost back to the starting five for France, with the exception of Akobo, who's in instead of Koulibaly. Yabusele comes out. Back to Akobo. Almost loses the handle, has to fade. High arcing jumper is good though. Eli Akobo. That's a tough shot. Little comes high for the handoff. Pass thrown away, an easy interception for Akobo. Down low for Gobert, and he flushes it with two hands. France back out to an 18-point lead, and coach Tuobi will use his second and final timeout of the first half. 5:43 still to play. Yeah, Salin left in no man's land trying to guard Gobert there, and this was the play by Akobo on the previous play. Let's head into the huddle and hear what coach has to say.
Kukaan ei auta. Tää peli on ohi kohta, jos et reagoi nyt. Sä alkaa pelaa vitun paljon kovempaa, vaikka vaan parille koko ajan, mutta ei tätä. Nyt on se hetki. Alright, mennään, let's go.
Good to see such a big crowd here in Po for this game. No real surprises, but it still warms your basketball heart to see so many people coming out to enjoy a ball game on a Monday evening. France absolutely in near full control of this game right now. Shuni back into the action. Did have an impact when he first got minutes in that first quarter. Kamara pulls up for the three, and this is what I'm talking about. It's unusual basketball from Finland. It's isolation, it's individual players just trying to create themselves a little bit of space. It's just not how Finnish basketball is. It's not what's got them to a 4-1 win, and that's why there's a grimace on the face of coach Tuobi. This team is struggling to play team basketball on the floor. Francisco hands it to Akobo. Yabusele for three. Not this time. Scramble for the rebound. Gobert will scoop it in. Akobo. Step back three ball. Off the glass, no good. Much better closeout, but Gobert scrambles down another offensive rebound. Yabusele not closed out. Doesn't make the most of it, though. McShuni to Salin. Salin for three. Takes a little settler. Doesn't get it to go. Shot fake to create the space. Usually you'd count that one in the books, but not this time. Long inbound to Akobo, to Luau Cabarro. Back into the hands of Francisco. Yabusele goes all the way down the middle of the paint. A little heavy on the finish, so it won't drop. Foul's going to be called on Akobo. And there's the foul. Into the game will come Mokoka, 27-year-old, getting his first taste of the action today. Only player in the French roster to have played all 5 of the qualifiers. Boris Diaw, been there, done that many a time. Certainly has experience of the World Cup, knows how much fun players have at that and how big an honor it is. Drive inside is strong, maybe too strong. Foul is called. Kamoa going in. Yabusele is going to be whistled for the foul against Markkanen there. First is no good. Back at the line for a second. Second does drop. Mokoka now, ball in hand. Gobert. Under 4 minutes left in this first half, and France really in cruise control at the moment. Uwawu Cabarrot fades away, will draw the foul off Amzil, and will head to the line for 2 free throws. Veteran wing has been a handful tonight. Uwawu Cabarrot. And he's that kind of absolute definition of a wing. Able to play on ball, off ball. Able to size up against smaller matchups. Gets a second to go. France's lead creeps out to 18. One thing from Finland's perspective that's a positive, it has kind of stabilized. France haven't pushed that lead out even further. Stolen away though. Mokoka. Lob pass, Gobert with a two-handed thunderous finish. Amzil loses his footing, has to come back out. Slides inside, Kamoa gets blocked by Gobert. Ball thrown back in, but only into the hands of Amzil. Kamoa back to Markkanen. Finland look a little bit frantic the way they're playing at the moment. Markkanen, offensive foul is going to be called as he just plows through. I think it was Uwawu Cabarrot. It was. Yeah. Uwawu Cabarrot doing a great job of just taking a stand. There's a steal the play before, and Gobert takes it all the way to the penthouse for that one. France's lead sits at 20 now. Francisco trying to attack the basket. Pulled back out though. Ball to the wing, comes up short. What's the call? Foul whistled, I think, on Gobert. Overly aggressive after the offensive rebound. Looks at the officials with disagreement. Markkanen for three. Gets it to go. Important shot by Larry Markkanen. And Coach Votux will call a timeout as his team's lead is down to 17. It's still comfortable, but you don't give a team like Finland a chance to gain some momentum, particularly a player like Markkanen. That is why they've called a timeout, and we'll head into the French huddle.
Attention, on est dans le bonus. Attention, on est dans le bonus. Il y a qu'un mec, si le mec ne switch pas. C'est bon.
Même si flair et tout, on switch ou pas? On attend le contact. Flair? Sur les gosses? Non. Sur les gosses? Non. Il n'y a pas d'écran, non.
On joue. Chest, Markkanen.
Continue à parler.
Il a deux fautes. Ok, donc le mec, là, fait vous entrer, on peut l'agresser. Bon, ok, les gars.
Sur les drives, n'ayez pas peur. Allez, vertical. Faites-les rater. Allez, le ball rouge.
2 minutes and 15 left in this first half. France's lead sits at 17. And has sat around that kind of number for quite a while now, as Finland are just holding France at bay, and to a certain degree it feels like France have become a little complacent, not delivering the full throttle game that they gave earlier. Could that come back to haunt them? Francisco stops on a dime. Won't get the roll though. Where's the rebound? It is pulled down by Jantunen. Thunderclap going around the arena now. Finnish speciality, that one. Ducks inside, rejected, but a blocking foul has been called by Francisco. Heading to the line for two. Valtonen hits the first. And the second, now just a 15-point ball game. France probably need to put their foot on the gas again a little bit here in the closing 90 seconds of this first half. Because Finland will take a bit of confidence by how they've slowly dragged themselves back into this one. Francisco splits the defense, will draw the foul though. And we'll head to the line for two shots. Gustafsson called for the foul. First is good. As is the second. Ball just about inbounded in time as France start to apply a bit more defensive pressure. Markkanen now skips it to the weak side, wide open. Valtonen comes up short, tries to get his own rebound, but pulled in by Moukoko. And Moukoko hands it straight across to Francisco. He'll go through the baseline and gets the score and one. In fact, no, my mistake, sorry. Just a score off the glass. How quick is that explosive move? Under a minute left in this first half now. First half that has pretty much been dominated from start to finish by France. Luau Cabarro slows it down. Final 30 seconds of the first half now. Steps in, toes on the line, but gets it to go. It's only a 2, but the lead back up to 21. Final few seconds of the first half. Makshuni goes to the right hand off the glass, gets it to go. Smart play at the half. Too much on that one. But France head into the halftime locker room with a relatively comfortable lead here in Po. At the half, it's France 49, Finland 28. Well, both teams head back to the locker room now. Finland with an awful lot of questions to answer. Really are going to have to find a very different game plan for the second half, as they've struggled to execute here in the first half. For France, it's about stamping out any form of complacency and making sure that they keep their foot on the accelerator all the way to the final buzzer. Well, here are some of the highlight plays from that first half of action. France getting off to an absolutely lightning start. That carried on in the second quarter. Strazel with some wonderful plays. A nice pass inside to Renault for the finish. Markkanen trying all he can for Finland, forcing the issue. Maybe a little bit too much in some spots, but France putting on a clinic, particularly in their perimeter shooting. Akobo that time with a beautiful piece of footwork to create the space he needed to get the shot away. Finland are leaning into the 3 ball. Haven't been quite as efficient as France, but it certainly has dug them out of a hole every now and then, as the good and great look on. Boris Diaw courtside. Step back for Akobo. One of many stellar plays from him in the first half. Making the most of his minutes, that's for sure. And when France play best, their offense is led from defense, as we see Gobert getting out in transition for the alley-oop. It's easy buckets when your defense just delivers good open play possession. Finland, without doubt, have plenty in the tank, but they'll need to put it on. It's half-time here in Po. We'll be back with all the second half action very shortly. pass inside and a two-hander to Naskovic.
USR directing traffic, fizzes it in! What a feed, and what a finish, and what a performance! Look at this pass.
Bounce pass, how about that? And Procida announcing himself to be the high flyer in this game.
Here's a steal, 2-on-1, throws it up for Mario Hezonja. And they just keep adding highlight to highlight. Mario goes up, slams it in, timeout Cyprus.
And gets swatted out of bounds by Kamwa. Great reaction by Kamwa. How about this? Goodness me, inbounds alley-oop.
Şengün behind the back, what a pass! Him and Kortmax combining there. That is a point center, quite incredible vision from Alperen Şengün.
Mitru Long, stop and go action. Will pull the big man out. A good move, and the rejection.
Nice bounce paddle. No, it was stolen. Kamwa did. Oh, how about the throwdown from Gollum, and then a little bit of a stare.
Spain have numbers here in transition. There's the alley-oop and buenas noches. Showtime Spanish transition. Well, it was the turnover. Boston Celtics finest. Representation from Spain, Hugo Gonzalez.
How many times are we going to see this? Are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
I'll go tax the closeout, feed Bruno inside.
Fills it up.
Welcome back to Pau in France. We're at the halfway stage of game day 6, the World Cup qualifier between France and Finland. It's France with a 19-point lead at the half. Their offense for Finland being led right now by Markkanen, who has 9 points personal, as well as 2 rebounds to his name. 3 from 5 from the field for Lauri Markkanen. 23 points against Hungary earlier in this window. Has struggled a little bit to have the level of impact he wants to have in this game. But you have to give credit to France defensively. They have kept him out of the game for large swathes of the action so far. As for France, it's Elie Kobo leading the way. He has 14 points, 4 from 6 from the field. The only player on either side in double digits at the half. Also has a couple of assists to his name. Certainly has been impressive. All over the floor, attacking the basket, little step back threes, you name it, he's got it in the locker. And the capacity crowd here in Pau certainly enjoying the show he's putting on. France in the driver's seat right now with that 19-point lead. It's going to take a real Herculean effort from Finland to come away with a win here today. It's not to say they can't do it, though. Although France have led for all but 19 seconds of that first half. Their biggest lead was 20. Their current lead is 19. And I'm sure Coach Tuovi has been having a interesting chat with his team in the half-time locker room. They're delivering nowhere near their potential in that first half. But it will take a near-perfect performance in the second half for them to come away with the win. But most of the damage was done in the first quarter from France. They led by 15 at the end of the first quarter. Became a much more lower scoring quarter just before the half. Just about 5 minutes now until the start of the second half. Remember, this is the final game tipping off in Europe in this first round of the qualifiers. Both these teams will be headed through to the second round. Second round tips off in late August. So make sure you get those ones into your diary. The games and times and dates and all that will be confirmed very, very shortly after the conclusion of today's results. Right now, Finland and France have exactly the same record, 4 wins, 1 loss, heading into this game. Finland top of the table only on the fact of that head-to-head advantage they have over France, beating them in the game in Finland. They won that game by 7. So France know that they don't just want to win, they want to win by 8 or more this evening. That would give them at least a head-to-head, and you never know how important that might be in the second qualification round. 12 spots available in Europe. As you see, Jacobo, the leading scorer, Horde, the most rebounds in the game for France with 4. Been on the court less than 10 minutes. Both teams running their rotations. 11 out of the 12 for both teams have seen action on the floor. Only six Finnish players have registered points in that first half. 8 French players have. Wonder what Jacobo can do in the second half. It's certainly very impressive in the first half of action, that's for sure. The thing you have with this French team, quarter by quarter, a different player can step up and take over a game. So Finland, they'll clearly look to lean on Markkanen in the second half. He is their leading scorer. That said, he does only have 9 points at the half. He'll need an awful lot more of that by the end of the game. Finland to come away with a win here today. The crowd are certainly enjoying themselves, and the crowd could not be bigger here in Po. Both teams now heading back to their benches. We'll try and head into the huddles, hear what coaches have to say.
Là tu attends, et après team, c'est Stagger pour Silver, qui est depuis plus 45. Gersh, team, Milan. Et dans la dessus depuis qu'à 45, c'est pareil. Ok, soit t'attaques le mec si c'est normalement c'est Yantunen, ou la passe, et après on fait la lecture. Là, attaque, ou un drive Marcanet. Pique et roll là. Si swing, c'est tu roll pour entamer le safety. On n'attend pas le short roll. On n'attend pas, on roll pour le safety. C'est roll, donc team là. Ça va? Sauf que ce qu'on s'est dit les gars, c'est d'entrer l'agressivité, du tag, du rebond. Allez chercher une deuxième chance et on fait des stops,
C'est votre belle-mère ou votre patron. Pour l'équipe de France. Allez, saccade, bravo,
Both fives coming back to the floor to get underway. Great to see so many young fans courtside as well, being inspired by the action in front of them. Scan the QR code to access and log in to Courtside 1891. Watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions and much more. Second half action underway here in Po. Game day 6 of the World Cup qualifier. France against Finland. France lead 49-30 at the half. Finland with a near mountain to climb here in the second half. Skipped all the way through. Koulibaly off the glass. Offensive foul's going to be called on Koulibaly. He can't believe it. Let's have a look. There's the foul. Baseline ball for Finland. Adler hands it away to Little. To Marken, and stolen away though. Luau Cabarro. Goes to the finger roll, no good. Foul's going to be whistled. He'll head to the line for 2 shots. Does a great job of drawing the contact. Little whistle for that one. His 3rd foul of the game. On from 2 on his last trip. A second a drop. France extend their lead further. Adler trying to shake Francisco. Comes back out to Jantunen, who hands it straight back to Adler. Drive inside, Little strong off the glass. Jab step, quick change of direction from Francisco, and again with a crossover. Short corner 2, flies over the top of the rim and away. Oh, that is a very difficult finish. Luau Cabarro. Defensive foul is going to be called on Luau Cabarro now. Just running into the screen. Here's the finish at the other end, grabs the rebound. That is a tough play. Awkward angle to get that one away from. Adler now sees the lane, attacks. Awkward off balance, slides out of bounds. Wide open, Koulibaly for three. Rattles in and out, Little with the rebound. Finland put some pace into getting the ball up the floor. Luawu Cabarro called for his foul. He goes across the front of Little. Second foul of the game for him and third team foul of the quarter for France. Markkanen, quick catch and shoot, very quick release. Pays off this time for Lauri Markkanen. First Finnish player to double digits, second triple of the game for him. Gobert will draw the foul from Jantunen. It's his second foul of the game. Here's the quick release. Blink and you miss it from Markkanen. Francisco for three. Rolls it in, closely guarded by Little. It matters not for Sylvain Francisco. Jantunen hands it to Markkanen, who's cutting to the basket. Foul's going to be called on Yabusele. Crowd don't like the call. Here's a half step behind the play, trying to catch up with Markkanen. France with a 21-point lead as it stands. Adler for three, comes up way short. That one's only tipped out of bounds by Valtonen. Gobert, guarded by Jantunen. He hedges out. Yabusele looking to back his way in now against Gustafsson. Quick ball movement into the weak side corner, no good. Markkanen rips down his third rebound of the game. He'll look to go coast to coast. Oh, a big rejection by Gobert. Met him at the ring and denied entry. Gustafsson blocked by Yabusele. Gives a little bit of attitude to the crowd. Gotta love it. Here's the block by Gobert. Don't bring that in here. Markkanen looking to put Gobert on the poster. Gobert not having any of it. And then there's the block by Yabusele. Knocked out of bounds. Still going to be finished ball on the baseline though. 2.6 on the shot clock for Finland to work with. I think the game clock was still running accidentally. It was. I'm just going to put another second on it. Lob pass to Markkanen. Catch and shoot. Comes up short. Gobert with the rebound. Francisco inside, Yabusele. No good for Yabusele. He'll have to earn his points from the line. Nice pass. Help across from Gustafsson is a great idea, and what he should be doing, just maybe a split second too late. Yabusele at the line for two. 1 from 2 so far this evening. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but banks home the first. By the look of his teammate's face on the bench, I have a feeling it's not intentional. And he might hear a little bit about that. Won't get the second to go, though. Fade away. Once again, Finland just not leaning into their usual team ethos. Individual basketball's not going to get the job done here at this level. Francisco to Yabusele into the corner pocket. Not this time, but an easy, uncontested offense rebound for France, and an uncontested three-ball. Finland showing a real lack of intensity and intelligence on both ends of the floor right now. And France are just strolling their way to the win in front of their capacity crowd. That one enjoyed by Sylvain Francisco. Timeout's been called by coach Tuovi. We'll head into his huddle. France using every last second of that timeout. 5:45 left in this third quarter. France with a very comfortable 25-point lead right now. It will be baseline ball for Finland. We get underway. Shuni brings it up over the half. Amzil now waits for the screen from Kamoa. Better offense here from Finland. Max Shuni off target with the three, but at least they'd worked it to be an open opportunity. Another three for Max Shuni. This time he'll make it count. Second triple of the game for him. He's up to 9 points personal. Yabusele's going to drop it out of bounds. It's knocked out of bounds, though, by Kamoa. So it'll still be France ball on the sideline, but they'll only have 5 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Double change as Okobo and Rizache come in. Four left. Francisco heaves the shot, no good. Rebound pulled in by Amzil. He'll charge down the floor. Gustafsson hands it away. Madsen now hands it to Amzil. Amzil trying to find a way through. Easier said than done. Madsen gets it back. He'll shoot the three. High rebound, goes in. 3-ball for Madsen. And a timeout's going to be called by Coach Batuxas. His team's lead has been brought back to just 19 now on that 3-ball make from Madsen. Let's head into the French huddle this time.
Les gars, écoutez. 2 tirs à 3 points. Et on repart off. On switch à la fin. On switch. Ok, on revient sur Horn. Ok, Horn de suite. Ça va? Vous avez des travaux là. Sans faire de faute, un écran roulé pour les paquets à Marcanet. Ok? Et on doit refaire des stops, les gars. Go! Go!
Four and a half minutes left in this third quarter. The Finnish fans are enjoying themselves here in Po. The team may trail by 19, but there's a bit of a resurgence from Finland right now. Their resilience is starting to pay off as France's dominance is starting to slip a little. Strazel. Finland dropping into a 3-2 zone now. Strazel out to the wing. Not this time from Okobo. Foul, I think it's going to be whistled on Madsen. Have a look at the replay. Madsen or more than likely actually Kamoa. Double changes. Renault and Horde come back in for France. Strazel. Lob pass to Renault. Little mid-air catch and shoot for the 23-year-old. Makes it look easy. He's up to 8 points now. Nice move through the lane from Mustafa Amzil. First point to the game for Amzil. As Kamoa almost steals it away, but can only knock it out of bounds. Here's the little lob and the catch and the shot in midair from Renault. Step back, no good. Rebound pulled in though. France will go again. Strazel at the top, rolls in the 3-ball. First points of the game for the point guard. Amzil now. Madsen flashes the screen and rolls away. Machuni blocked. And France will pour down the floor. Foul's going to be whistled on Gustafsson. There's the 3 from Strazel. Now he's at the line for 2. Both teams in the bonus. First free throws of the night for Strazel. Plays well against Finland, had 11 against them back in game day 2, even though France were on the wrong side of that scoreline. First is good for Strazel as we see Markkanen taking a seat at the moment as the game creeps away from Finland. Two from two from the line for Strazel. And another unnecessary turnover. Strazel glides off the glass for two. Timeout's going to be called by coach Tuovi. 2:36 left in this third quarter. He's going to burn the second of his three timeouts in this second half as his team making mistakes, gifting breakaway buckets to France. Let's head into the finish huddle.
Älkää pelatko kaarta, pelatkaa sitä japuseille tai kuka siinä nyt on houvan, niin Vapari, droppa, korista paikka.
It's been a real party atmosphere from start to finish here in Po. The crowd have brought the noise and the carnival. And to be fair, the players have brought the action. They lead by 26 against the team that beat them just a few months ago. Two and a half minutes left in this third quarter as the crowd carry on singing. Off the glass for two. Finland dropping into the 2-3 zone now. Into the corner. Whip to the weak side. Strazel slows it up though. Now he'll attack. Awkward looking shot, but the putback is there for Renault. Handed away by Madsen. Salin loses the handle and will be called for the foul, and Strazel will walk the full length of the floor for free throws. Sasu Salin really has struggled to get into the tempo of today's game. Markkanen checks back into the action. Strazel looking to add more points to his tally, currently 7 points, 3 assists. The first is good. Crowd trying to get a Mexican wave started. Goes 2 from 2 from the line. 9 points now for Strazel. Little hands it to Markkanen. Out to the wing. Not this time. Rebound pulled in by Rizache. Now into the low block. Jalen Horde. Strazel tries to thread the eye of the needle. Does so. Inside a running high arcing jumper, no good. Scramble for the rebound, falls to Horde. Almost stolen away by Salin. No look from Strazel to Akobo. He'll glide in and a soft finger roll for 2. Jantunen, not this time. Big rebound by Valtonen. Foul's going to be called. Finland will be once again heading to the free throw line. 8 from 11 so far this evening. Valtonen now looking to add to his 2 made free throws. Coach Fatuk's not complacent now, pushing his team on. Their 30-point lead is trimmed back to 29 on that Valtonen made 3 throw. A little over 30 seconds left in this quarter. Two from the line for Valtonen. Kobo to Strazel. France spacing the floor very well. 1 high post and 4 out. Inside and a 2-handed finish. What a 1-2 punch Strazel and Renault is. 3 ball no good. Rebound ripped down by Strazel. He's in the middle of everything right now for France. From the half, almost gets it to go off the glass as the 3rd quarter buzzer rings out around the arena. France dominating this game right now, outscoring Finland 28-17 in that quarter. No look pass from Strazel, the 2-handed throwdown from Renault. And with 10 minutes to play, it's France 77, Finland 47. Here are the shooting stats from the first 3 quarters. France dominating inside, such a high percentage. Finland looking to lean into the 3 ball to keep themselves in this game. But right now they trail by 30 with just 10 minutes to play. Some of the top plays of that 3rd quarter as France continue to extend their lead. Larry Markkanen hitting a big 3. He's up to 12 points personal, a couple of triples to his name. But France right now dominating this game. Francisco up to 14 points personal. Kobo leads all scorers with 16. And then Maxime Renault, the other French player, in double digits. He has 12. Certainly looks like France are going to make their way through to the 2nd qualification round with a 5-win, 1-loss record. Finland will drop to a 4-win, 2-loss record. Both pretty good records to be taken through to the 2nd round. Scan the QR code to access and log into Courtside 1891. Watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions and much more. Final quarter of action underway here in the final game day of the World Cup first qualification round. And with 10 minutes to play, France lead this one 77-47. As France look like they are going to barrel their way to close out the first round, top of Group G, and take 5 wins through to the 2nd round with them. Adler almost throws it away. Picked up by Nkamoa. Nkamoa fades away, gets a 2 to go. Nice smooth play, smart decision making on the floor. Strazel hands it away, lob for the flush. Baseline cut, Riza Shea off the Akobo pass. And Finland can do it as well. Put an alley on us, we'll put one down on you. Kamoa from the pass of Little. Gotta love that. I don't think you can put us to shame. We'll step up and match you. Little game of horse going on maybe here between France and Finland. Okoba Inside, Renault, lob pass. Oh, back-to-back alley-oops for France. What a show we've had here in Po this evening. Kamoa lobs it in, knocked out of bounds, but the foul's going to be whistled on Jalen Horde as he is overly physical with Larry Markkanen. Here's the lob. There's the baseline cut for Reza Shea. Going the other way, Little hands it to Kamoa. And then let's have one more, shall we? Renault now provider to Horde for the throwdown. And while that's been going on, we see a turnover and France will regain possession. Strazel brings it up over the half. Okobo into the corner is Shea. Corner pocket 3, rims away. Horde now will come back out. Okobo up against Kamoa. Crossover, glides in, drops it off. Horde with another easy flush. Free ball on the wing, no good. Reza Shea. Strazel. Skip to the corner. Horde now will pull the trigger on a mid-range 2, no good. Renault will draw the foul and head to the line for 2 shots. 23-year-old is certainly impressed this evening. 12.6 rebounds and a steal to his name. First is good for Renault. And the second. The crowd chant his name. Up to 14 points now. Kamoa no good. Renault, 7th rebound of the game for him. Horde. A loose pass that's deflected out of bounds. We'll see a double change now as Madsen and Jantonen are going to come back into the game as coach Tuovi keeps playing his cards. Wants to keep this as competitive possible. His team needs to take some confidence with them into the second qualification round, which tips off in late August. Foul's going to be called on Madsen. Lob pass, or is Shea? Would have to have been a contortionist to get that one to go. Foul's whistled on Strazel. Sideline ball for Finland. 7 minutes left in this game. Madsen to Adler. Adler for 3. Comes up short. Reza Shea with the rebound. 4th board of the game for him. Okobo. Reza Shea goes inside, off the glass for 2. Long 2 for Adler. Whips through the string. thrown away as Haché will scoop up the loose ball though. 5 on the shot clock. Okobo inside. Renault. Strazel, corner pocket 3. Off right. Loose ball scooped up by Madsen. Adler for 3 in the slot. Not this time. Madsen will bat it back. Madsen waiting for someone to cut. No one did. Drive inside, and the lay-in is good for Valtonen. 8 points now for him. Still a 32-point lead for France right now as we're about to enter the final 5 minutes of this game. Final game in the first round, and another alley-oop. Not sure we track them, but I'd love to know what is the record for number of alley-oops in a game. We're surely close here. Surely. I'm feeling by the end of the game we might be well over double digits. Hamzil to Markkanen. Markkanen strong will draw the foul from Noah, who's just come into the game for his first taste of the action. Markkanen heading to the line for 2. He's 2 from 4 so far this evening. Back at the line for the second. Second is good as well. Finland will make a change. Markkanen will come out. Might not see him again this evening. 14 points, 3 boards for him. Offensive foul is called. That one whistled on Noah. Yabusele comes in for Maxime Renault. Renault will finish the game on 16 points and 7 rebounds if he doesn't come back in. Machuni off the glass, no good. Just doesn't get the angles at all right that time. Machuni called for the foul on Noah. Noah will head to the line, will he? No, it is just a sideline. Now Finland are in the penalty. Strazel to inbound. To Noah. Noah for 3 at the top. Rains it in. Just Makoka without any points for France. 11 of the 12 now registered on the score sheet. Machuni hands it away. Jantonen hits a 3. We've gone from alley-oops to triples here in Po. Yabusele strong along the baseline. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yabusele just about catches Madsen as he flips over the top of him. That is scary when a player goes upside down, as we see a replay of Noah's 3. His teammates on the bench like that. Strazel comes out of the game. Francisco comes back in as Yabusele heads to the line for 2. 2 from 4 so far this evening. Waved away, and there's a player who's not coming back in. Rudy Gobert with his knees fully iced in stasis on the court side right now, legs stretched out in front of him. Madsen between the legs. Oh, what a play by Madsen, the veteran big man, pulling a little bit of hot sauce on top of that one. Francisco at the top. Noah trying to set the screen. Lob inside. Whip to the weak side. Yabusele rains the 3. First triple of the game for him on his 5th attempt. He's up to 7 points now. Baseline cut. This game's just completely opened up. Gustafsson with the 2. Rizache. Back out to Yabusele. Francisco. As the French national anthem is sung vibrantly by everyone pretty much in attendance here. Pass inside, whipped all the way through. Oh, a heavy landing. And the score. Landed on his hip, I think. That one's going to sting, Koulibaly. Yeah, just comes across for the block when the shot wasn't going up. There's the through the legs from Madsen, and then he finishes it with the right hand. And there's Yabusele hitting a 3, his first 3 of the game. Francisco now up over the half, final 2 minutes of this game. Trying to shape things up. That one's kicked away by Gustafsson, so a fresh 14 for France to work with. Koulibaly to inbound. Yabusele. Noah now. Francisco. Little hesitation behind the back, throwing everything he can. Noah scoops up the loose ball, but it will be a shot clock violation. Crowd are enjoying themselves, and so they should. Their team lead by 29 points here. A real statement of intent from France. Just shows how very good they are, how very deep their pool of talent is. Adler shaping up against Noah. Stripped away by Noah, but Adler controls possession. Knocked out of bounds by Noah. As Larry Markkanen looks on, just hasn't been able to have the impact he would have liked. 14 points in 26 minutes, just 4 from 8 from the field and 4 from 6 from the line. Fading out of bounds, almost gets it to go. Credit to Amzil or even getting anywhere near with that one. Francisco to Noah. Feeds Yabusele against Amzil. Skip to the weak side. Good ball movement. Wide open in the corner, and it's money. Reza Shea. Gustafsson. Foul's going to be called on Noah. And Gustafsson will head to the line for 2 shots. Gustafsson back at the line for the second. Dejected Finnish players on that bench, knowing that they have been in the classroom tonight as France have schooled them here in Po. Plenty to take from the game though, plenty of lessons to learn as they look to regather themselves for the tip-off of the second qualification round in August. Noah, baseline spin move, quick footwork, not quite there. Eventually falls into the hands of Nkumawa. He'll go coast to coast, no finish, scramble. Amzil follows it all the way through. Second score of the game for Amzil. About a 3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Yabusele will dribble it. They're still going to run it out because there's a gap between game clock and shot clock. Yabusele goes inside, storms his way through. Travelling violation is going to be called on Yabusele. Gather step, a skirt, a hop, a jump, and a bit more as well. 2.5 seconds, they'll inbound, and that will be the end of the game here. Coaches shake hands on the half as France complete a very impressive full 40-minute performance here. They are going to come away with a big win. They will enter the second round, leaving Group G top of the table. 5 wins out of 6 for France. Finland will drop to a 4-win, 2-loss record. And the other team to progress from Group G is Hungary, 3 wins and 3 losses. Final score here in Po, France 98, Finland 69, and that is the end of the first qualification round here in Europe. A very strong team performance from France. 4 players in double digits, Renaud and Okobo. Leading scorers with 16 points apiece. Okobo had 5 assists. Renaud had 7 rebounds. Also in double digits, Francisco and Reza Shea. As for Finland, just 2 players hitting that double digits. Jantunen as well as Markkanen, both of them having 14 points. But this was one-way traffic almost from the get-go. France controlling this game almost from the opening tip to the final buzzer. Very few worrying moments at all as they huddle on the court, and Yabusele holds court as his team can be proud of what they've achieved in this opening qualifier. Just 1 loss on the road in Finland. And Finland, to be fair, can be pretty proud of what they've achieved as well. Here's the shooting stats from the game. France just getting the job done closer to basket, going strong, alley-oops, big backdoor cuts, paying off time and time again. They dominated the rebounding battle, 24 assists for their 98 points, and only turning the ball over 5 times. A near flawless performance. Renaud and Okobo, the game's leading scorers, with 16 apiece. Finland led by Jantunen and Markkanen. Both had 14 points at the final buzzer. Well, here are some of the top plays from that 4th quarter action as France continue to show out. That said, Finland, their best quarter of the game by far. They won the final quarter 22-21, but too little too late, as France had already established an insurmountable lead in the first three quarters. But if I was to say anything about the fourth quarter, I'd say it was alley-oop city. There's both teams just throwing lobs from all over the court. France held their composure and 1 through 12 delivered impressive performances. 11 of the 12 French players registering points in the game. Every single player with a positive efficiency rating as well. As for Finland, they really just struggled to even get started in this one. Never found a rhythm, never found a spark to get themselves going. France made them pay time and time again. As I say though, both these teams head through to the second World Cup qualification round. That tips off in August. 6 games across 3 windows, and only at the end of that will we know who are the teams heading to the World Cup in Qatar next year. Would not be surprised to see both of these teams in the World Cup next year. 12 teams from Europe have spots there. Here's the final table. France top of the table, 5-1. Finland in second, 4-2. Hungary 3-3. Those 3 head through to the second qualification round. Belgium bow out 0-6, and they will drop into the pre-qualifiers for Eurobasket 2029. Crowd in fine voice, as they have been all evening here in Po. A bumper crowd, and they are not leaving their seats anytime soon as they enjoy every moment of the game. And what a game it's been here in Po. 40 minutes of French dominance. The opening tip to the final buzzer was all about Le Bleu. Final score 98-69. France take the win over Finland.